Good evening, everybody.
Hello. It's so loud.
Yeah, it sounds loud to us, but yeah, we got to push loud. How's everybody doing tonight? It is Wednesday, 8 p.m., and this is the final note. Alex Vincent, joined by Joe Davison. Welcome back.
Hello, thank you.
And Mikey Wells is here as well.
I'm out of
and Chucky's actually sitting behind me, moving around. If you're on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, you can go over there and check out our live feed. At least for the first segment of the show, again, we're live. And if you are watching on Instagram, go to www.thefinalnote.com and you can hear everything else from the show that you can't hear in this room right now. Yeah, a couple sound things. Let me see. How are we sounding, guys? Are we loud? Are we too loud?
I don't know. I feel loud in my headphones.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is it right here. This is why. All right.
That's better.
That's much better.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Good job.
Is your microphone... Nope, sorry. Hold on, Mikey. And now.
There he is.
There I am.
There you are.
There he is, folks.
All right, guys. It is, what is it? February 20th?
Is it?
Is that
already?
right? I think.
That doesn't sound correct.
Yep, I think that's right.
It is a day in February somewhere.
A day in February.
It is the 20th, sir.
We had Valentine's Day this last week, which kind of led me to one of the topics I wanted to discuss this week, which would be love, in fact.
Oh, man.
And,
Oops, sorry.
And the many elements of that lead to fun conversations. So we're going to get into that. Before I do anything today, I had reached out to a bunch of people on Facebook, asking them what they wanted to hear from this show. This is episode 5. I kind of been doing what I want to do, and I wanted to get a little feedback. And obviously, to no surprise, most of those questions were for Chucky questions. You know, what they wanted to hear is answers to Chucky questions. And that's cool. I assume that would be the case. So I wanted to set aside this first 15 minutes while we're kind of just bullshitting and catching up on the week. To any Chucky questions that you have, now's the time to send them, and I will answer them. The phone number for the show is 973-354... Whoa. Try not to move that too much.
Me again.
The phone number is 973-354-2447. If you have any Chucky questions, you can send them that way.
I got a question already in.
Oh, okay.
I got one, too.
All right. We'll get to that. What I was just going to say, coming up in about 25 minutes, we're going to be calling Naomi Grossman, who is plays a number of things, super talented actress, and very, very well known as Pepper from American Horror Story. So in addition to any Chucky questions that you might be firing at me, any questions you have for Naomi, you can shoot them our way as well. She'll be on the air shortly. Okay, Chucky question number 1. Go ahead.
Asking what you wish to see come out of the Chucky franchise. Specifically to you, Alex.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, Cult of Chucky opened up so many different possibilities. I've said several times that I really love the fact that Chucky can split his soul into multiple dolls and has even taken over Nika. Anything that gives Chucky more power gives Andy more opportunity to defeat and overcome. So, and among other reasons. But I really love all the doors that were opened up from Cult of Chucky. So if you haven't heard the news, we are going to be making a television series on Sci-Fi coming up at some point. We're in development with them right now. And so whatever this is going to end up being, in 8 or 10 episodes or even multiple seasons, is all yet to be known. But I love all the doors that have been opened up and all the different directions that we can take it with this television series. You know, specifically what I hope happens. I mean, you know, I hope Chucky gets to kill a bunch of people and says a lot of funny shit. And I can shoot him and stab him and rip him apart and do whatever I can
multiple times
to hurt the fucking doll. That's my favorite thing to do in that series.
So you want to beat up a doll?
Always, yeah.
You think?
Well, that doll in particular, yeah.
I have 2 questions. One I just thought of.
Okay.
One, you think Elijah Wood would make a great Chucky?
Yeah, he'd make a better Chucky than he ever would have made Andy. That's
for sure, dude. For sure. My real question though is, does Chucky masturbate? Does he have a little doll dick?
I mean, if he was fucking Tiffany,
right? Well, I guess.
And he has somehow he has you know, I never saw him naked, but if somehow he has the ability to fuck Tiffany. What I know of Charles Lee Ray, I'm sure he masturbates frequently.
So do you think
and aggressively?
Do you think Chucky cracked like a fat yolk on her?
Oh
Jesus.
man, that's amazing.
What's the next question?
Who would win in a fight, Ted or Chucky? Ted the Bear from the Seth MacFarlane movies.
Chucky, obviously.
You think so?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Ted's pretty badass.
All right, what do the fans have questions for us? Anyone tuning in that wants to text a question to 973-354-2447. If you're firing questions at us on Instagram, I don't think I'm going to be able to see it from here, unfortunately. You got to stop touching that.
I didn't do that.
Oh, okay. Anyways, what else we got? Anyone on here with questions?
Yes. Were you upset about not being in Child's Play 3?
I was very disappointed. I mean, I was only, I guess, 9 years old when I got that news. I had expected to be in the movie, and then they decided they wanted the character to be older and to have a love interest and be in military school. So, as a kid, I was incredibly disappointed. But ultimately, in retrospect and the way everything worked out, I'm happy with it all. You know, I'm very happy that Justin Whalen wasn't Andy in the last 2 Chucky movies. Nothing against him, but just for my own. But you know, I loved the opportunity to come back and play that character again. So I'm happy with how it all worked out in the long run. But yeah, I was very disappointed.
Okay. Well, what was your least favorite Chucky film?
What are you guys listening to right now? I said. If you're just tuning in, I said I was going to answer Chucky questions for the first 15 minutes of this show, this episode. So that's what I'm doing before we get to everything else. Are there any others?
Yeah. What had one? What is your least favorite Chucky film and why?
Seed of Chucky. I haven't seen it many times, and you know, I mean, I definitely get why it was made and the direction of making Chucky funny. I mean, he was always a little funny, and you know, you can't take yourselves too seriously in a franchise about a 2.5-foot doll that kills people. It was kind of like, yeah, poke fun at yourself before others do, I imagine. So, and it was funny. So for that purpose, it was good. But in the overall scheme of things, that was my least favorite.
It's fair.
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay.
But not Child's Play 3.
Child's Play 3 is my second least favorite, as a matter of fact. But yeah, that's the answer to that. The number, if I'm answering questions just for the sake of it, whoever's not sending this one in, the number one question in my life was I afraid or whether I had nightmares or not? And I was not afraid. I had no nightmares. I had the entire script memorized. I knew exactly what was happening. So there was nothing to be afraid of, and I wasn't.
Are you afraid now when you go to sleep?
Oh, not because of Chucky. I may scream myself to sleep every night, but it has nothing to do with the doll. Yeah, but that's that. Any others?
Mikey from Tampa wants to know, if you could be anyone in an MCU film, who would it be? Any character.
In an MCU film?
Yeah.
Marvel Comic Book Universe.
Oh. Yeah. Probably Wolverine, I guess.
Wolverine?
I think I have that, if I grew my beard out and... I'm not really the biggest comic fan ever, but that would be fun. That'd be fun. You gonna try to get me that job through your Stranger Things connections?
Yeah. I'm totally connected to Marvel too, so I'm gonna go call them right now.
I heard that Joe knows a key grip that's best friends with one of Hugh Jackman's friends.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend Bob, that's Robert, is friends with Hugh Jackman's whatever he said.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Gaffer. I don't know.
Not exactly a Chucky question, but Katie wanted to know how long I've known Miko. I met Miko, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years ago at a convention. I was a big fan of his, actually. So I was excited to meet him. And, yeah, we have so many parallels in our career. Katie, if you did not listen to last week's episode 4, Miko Hughes was my guest. And that episode is up on YouTube and on thefinalnotelive.com. So you could check that out. Everybody checking from Instagram. If you want to hear the rest of the show, you could go to thefinalnotelive.com. That's where our interview with Naomi is going to be in about 15 minutes. And then also performing tonight. So, guys, we were really scrambling before the show started. We have a 6-piece band playing tonight. I keep upping the production of the live performance a bit, and we got bass, keyboards, saxophone, 2 vocals, 2 acoustic guitars, a drum kit. We got a lot of people, and we were scrambling. I was pretty convinced we were not going to get it ready on time, and then it kind of came together at the last second, literally before we started the show. So I'm still kind of sweating and out of breath from the last hour.
For you, Alex.
The last hour. Yeah, okay, go ahead. You know what it is your feet are hitting the bottom of the thing.
Jenny from Staten Island would like to know, if you were asked to direct a Child's Play film, what do you think your storyline would be?
It's more like write one.
Yeah, if I were asked to write one, the storyline, oh man, I'd have to give that some thought. I think it would depend on where the franchise was at that moment, where we left off. I think that Don really set himself up for a lot of options right now with the way Cult ended.
I would like to see.
It would be a hell of a writing assignment just to pick up from there.
By the way, I'm available to write if you need it. So, you personally.
Yeah, I would love to help myself, but
I'd love
I think they got that figured out.
Get stuck inside the toy factory now, and all the good guys come alive and just swarm him like zombies. Man.
That could be interesting.
Things nightmares are made of.
I would
has a question.
Yep. Okay.
Did you really smoke cigarettes in Child's Play 2?
No, they were like herbal cigarettes, these fake Hollywood cigarettes. But I do have a memory of rehearsing that in a building. I don't know if it was a hotel or some sort of office complex or something. But we were rehearsing that and smoking these cigarettes inside, these herbal cigarettes, and someone called the cops because they thought we were smoking weed. And this may have been California, but it was 1988, not 2019. So I think the cops were called because they thought we were all smoking weed in there. But no, it was just a herbal kind of cigarette.
Someone called the cops on that shit?
Julio from Lawrence.
That's what I remember.
Julio from Lawrence wants to know what Alex Vincent thinks of the reboot of the new Child's Play.
Well, I mean, that's a very, very popular question I've been getting asked lately, and one that I've kind of been dodging, letting people kind of make up their own opinions about it. I guess I could sum it up with a quick answer, though, just so I don't bullshit my way out of this again. But I think, quite frankly, they should have just used different imagery and different character names and called the movie something entirely different. I don't really see anything about the script, from what I've heard, that really is reminiscent of our film at all, other than the character names and likenesses that, you know, they're using to attract a bigger audience and sell more tickets. So no, I mean, I'm not in favor of it at all. We're in the middle of telling our story, and I wish that wasn't happening.
Money talks,
but yeah, I mean, that's how I honestly feel about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I wish it was going to tie into the show, man, because now you have this new movie coming out, but it has nothing to do with the show, probably, I would imagine. Why am I going in and out?
I don't know. Let me do this. Oh, that's
All right.
too much.
Mike
Hold
from
on.
Buffalo. Have you ever thought about interviewing Trent Reznor for your podcast?
Oh my God, that would be a dream come true. But who was it? Who asked this question?
Mike from Buffalo.
Mike from Buffalo. If you could set that up, man, I'd be real happy.
Yeah, are you his manager?
I would absolutely love that. Obviously, he's my idol. I mean, if there was anyone that I could interview, it would be him. But you know, I don't know. We'll see. Like and share and subscribe and get this show really fucking popular, and then maybe
boost it.
But yeah, that would be a dream come true. But I doubt
You just
it.
have to talk to Joe. Joe knows people.
Oh man, everybody.
All right, so. Thanks for all the Chucky questions. We will get back to them another time and talk about some more of that some other day. There's a lot of other things that I did want to talk about tonight. First of all, for those of you guys listening, Joe and I are going to be working together next Thursday on a film that you're writing, a little short film. Why don't you tell us about that? I'm going to come in and play a alternate version of myself. All right.
That's not me. That's not me.
It is. You got to move your chair so the thing isn't hitting it. All right. So now we should be good. No, he's trying to blame it on Mikey, but it's him.
It's totally not me.
Okay. So... All right, so I created a show called South of Central. It's a really raunchy, It's Always Sunny meets Dickie Roberts, right? So it's in the same vein we kind of live in now. You know, you more so than I do.
Right.
But it's about a childhood actor who gets all his money stolen from him by his dad. And we catch up to him 10 years later. He lives in a garage. He's horrible. He's miserable. He hates his life. And, so it's a show. And I just found out yesterday, man, that we're actually going to get it pitched to Netflix.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
man.
right.
I got a friend of mine out in L.A. He's good friends with someone who... Anyway, so he's able to walk it into Netflix for us. We'll see.
Okay, cool.
We're weeks away from that, but
Are you guys looking to cast some leads in it?
what do you? Are you busy?
Yeah.
Well, no, I was going to ask you if you've talked to Elijah yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
oh, nice. I told him no.
Yeah, but I'm playing like a twisted alternate version of myself.
I love it,
kind of
man.
like a la This Is the End or
Right,
something like that.
you're based in reality of you are Alex Vincent, but an alternate version of yourself in a different timeline.
Okay, so like
know?
instead of smoking a lot of pot, I'm selling a lot of pot.
You do that as well. And, it's basically you're this big star still, but you're my character's drug dealer because you feel bad for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
You talk to him because he's Chauncey Davies from all these kids' movies, and you're still Alex Vincent, who is still, like, we're making these posters for you, they'll be up on the wall and shit from horror films that don't exist. So it's going to be funny as fuck, man.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Here, I would normally do this on a break, but I'm going to try to fix this mic for us all right now. Ignore the sound.
Just do what you can, man.
Move in around it.
Kick it a little bit. Spit on it.
There you go. And try to stay within like this range of the mic. All right. Sorry about that. Now we fixed it.
Yeah. My bad.
Oh, you're fine. That's fine. Hey, is this thing not working?
What's happening?
I wonder why.
Nobody likes to tease Joe. Put your mouth closer to it.
I wonder why this isn't working now. Oh, we're getting all kinds of issues today. Huh.
The whole world's falling apart.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's the full blood moon.
Oh, wait. Okay, maybe this is why. Sorry, guys. I know this is boring as shit, right?
This has got to be the least likely.
I'm trying to get things set here.
So
like I said, we were running around like madmen.
I'll tell a story. You guys want to hear a story about?
Okay.
I would love to hear a story.
All right. So last week, I have an audition for a new DC show. I don't want to say the title because I don't want to get in trouble and not get the job before I even able to get fired from the job. So I have this audition, and I have an agent in Georgia, and I did the audition. I sent it to her, and it was due by 8 o'clock Thursday night. This is like 4 o'clock. I get it to her, and I said, all right, here's the audition, blah, blah, blah. On my way home, I get a text from her, and it says, I need you to redo it. I don't have time to go back and redo the audition, man. I got to get home, and I got other shit I got to do. So I hit her back. I said, I don't have time to redo it. So she was like, all right, well, I'm not going to send it in.
Okay. Oh, yeah, your agent.
Yeah.
She just wasn't going to send in your audition tape at all?
Yeah, no. She wasn't even going to send it in. And I was like, what? So, anyways, I'm like, all right, fine. You don't want to send it in? So I called, anyways, I circumvented her. I got it to someone else. And then...
sorry.
They got it in. And I was just, it was just this weird circumstance where, I found out that the casting directors, they really loved me because of this other agent, my agent, Juliet Reeves. And it was something that I was afraid I was going to lose these big casting directors out of Atlanta because they cast everything. So, and I found out that this woman hasn't even been sending in my last 6 or 7 auditions I've done for her. She hasn't even sent them in.
Oh, damn.
And she wasn't telling me. So it was like, anyways, it was a big ordeal, but it got in. So now what I'm hoping is I land the role and I can just crush this other agent and be like, you bitch.
Yeah.
You stinky
a little revenge
booking. Have you
booking.
ever had that happen?
No, I mean, I not that I remember, but I don't know. I haven't auditioned for anything since 1993. So.
Oh wow, yeah.
I mean,
audition every
for the most part, yeah.
I think I have an audition every week, man.
Yeah.
I haven't landed anything since Stranger Things.
Keep trying. That credit's got to help a bit, right?
Yeah, I would think so. We'll see.
Still just want to get an IMDb, brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know the thing about IMDb that bothers me is my childhood picture is still up there, and that's the only picture of me
you can
available.
Don't you
I don't
have
know
control of that?
You have to pay to get IMDb Pro, I think.
Yeah.
I guess, and then I can change it.
Yeah. It's like $50 or $100 a year.
Oh, okay.
I really just want to use it like a MySpace.
Yeah.
I might have to do that.
Like decorate my page.
Oh, what's this?
You can't do any of that shit. Can't do any of that.
Maybe that's part of the issue. For some reason, my machine thing isn't working here. Let me pull it out and
all
pull
my
it,
gym selfies.
stick it back
onto
in,
the
and
IMDb.
see if I could get this. Why is that not working?
Who knows?
That thing's worked every time.
So anyway, I'm really hoping I land this fucking thing now, especially since it was such a complicated roundabout way I had to go to get just an audition in.
Yeah.
How many people? And it made me think, like, if she does it to me, who else is she doing it to through her agency?
Shit,
what
I don't
other
know.
actors are not getting their auditions in because this woman decides she doesn't want to send auditions in?
I don't know.
That sounds pretty crappy, man.
It's a tough business, man. A big part of me wants to get myself in shape and get an agent and start going on auditions and sending in tapes. But, man, the rejection of that business is so tough.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Anyways, guys, we're going to get ready to give Naomi a call. If you guys are American Horror Story fans, she plays Pepper on that show, and she's fucking brilliant. I can't wait to have her on and ask her some questions. I'm going to play a song for you guys real quick, take a break, call her, get her on the line. And we are going to get into our topic of love and human sexuality.
Whoa!
Isn't that fun? All right, guys, so let me play a song for you. If you remember episode 1, a month ago, we had AJD, Andrew D. Nicola, in the studio, and he's a good friend of mine, incredible artist, and he's working on a new project that he's calling the Indigo Project, and this is a song called The World for You.
I heard the Honda I Like It on the way here.
Yeah, that's him.
Honda I Like It.
Oh, but they've been watching you. You think you're like them with your clumsy experiments. But they laugh at you, Dr. Arden. They make jokes. Here's a good one. Knock, knock, who's there? Arden. Arden who? Arden, you the quack who'd make a better duck.
we're back. And joining us is Naomi Grossman.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, hold on. Got you blasting loud. Okay. All right, cool. How you doing tonight?
I'm great.
Good.
How are you?
Oh, we're doing good. It's great to hear from you. It's been a while since I saw you. You know those conventions, I feel like sometimes we stay in the same place and the world circles around us and we see all these different mixes of friends all over the world, but I don't remember where the hell it was that I saw you last. But you're always fun to see at conventions because you have such a great energy with the fans, and you're so welcoming and engaging and stuff. And people love seeing you there.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh well, I hope to do another one with you soon so we could catch up in person. But I definitely thank you for coming on the show. I'm a massive fan of your work. First of all, not only American Horror Story, which we're definitely going to talk plenty about, but I did check out your YouTube page, and I was going through and I was looking at the videos of this like one woman shows that you do, and man, you're fucking talented. Like that is.
Aw, thanks.
I mean, it's impressive, Naomi, how much material you have in these shows, and how personal they are, and how much you engage with all these different characters and voices and interpretations of your memories through life that you bring to this stage. It's a little reminiscent to me of like. If you guys haven't seen them, you got to check them out. And I know you do this live, and if you have any opportunity to see her live at this, you really put yourself out there and put so much of yourself into this. Reminds me a little bit of John Leguizamo's shows, The Freak and Sexaholics.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's my end all be all crush, touchstone. You couldn't pay me a nicer compliment.
Oh, well, it's my
Truly.
pleasure because really
you.
I could tell you put a shitload of work into this. And you open up yourself, you're telling these personal details of your life and personal stories. And I'm a big believer in that too. The more honest you are about yourself with people, the more people connect and feel an honest connection with you. And so how has it been for you? How was the experience of getting up there and letting a room full of people in on these personal stories and anecdotes and stories from your life?
Well, I think, I've always been kind of an open book. I kind of collect anecdotes.
Yeah.
I found myself in experiences where I'm like, I could take this path, which would be very safe and boring, and we know how that ends. Or I could do this other thing, which could land me in jail, or could, whatever, you name it. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I've never been to jail for what it's worth, but I am always sort of attracted to the other way, to see how the story ends. I'm just sort of a glutton for a good story at the cocktail party. So I guess I feel like I've been sort of living life kind of hard and and really to its fullest.
Yeah. And if your life
makes stories to tell.
Exactly. If your life is making good stories, people got to hear it. And you've come up with such a creative way to let people in on these stories of your life. I mean, I only got to see a small bit of what's online, but I'd love to see it live now. You've done 2 of them, and I understand you're writing a third.
I am.
Did you do you do multiple shows of it? Did you do a run of each of those?
Yeah. The first one, which is it's called Girl in Argentine Landscape. It's sort of a coming of age story set in Argentina, where I lived for some time in my adolescence. I did that initially in LA, and then actually I got funding to put it on DVD and managed to take it to Argentina, where I showed a subtitled version on the big screen there, which was obviously very personally fulfilling. Then my second solo show, Carnival Knowledge, which is more comedy.
There's some sexual overtones, to say the least, in that one.
A little bit. Yeah, just a little.
I thought it was about
it's,
circus tents.
You know, it's Sex in the City, different codes, sort of shittier shoes. I don't know what to say. Like it's sort of misadventures of dating in LA.
Yeah.
And
it's a coming of age tale with a you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that same debuted in LA, then went on to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and then London's West End, and then New York off Broadway. So, and of course, just like you said, I'm sort of for hire. Like I got all the dildos in my under the bed.
If there's a lot of dildos in your show, you know
totally
it's entertaining.
But the point is, they're props, and I'm ready to I'm ready to whip them out at any moment. All I need is the call.
Yeah.
So occasionally, I'll go around to colleges or wherever. Whoever wants to hire me.
You sound like an awesome superhero.
She is. She'd make a great
Really?
superhero. Yeah.
Dildos
It's
at everybody.
Superhero.
Yeah, just beating people with
Got her
dildos.
dildos ready at any moment.
Secret agent for Honey
Start
Pot.
writing, folks. Someone write it up. No, but it's such an interesting juxtaposition to this Pepper character, which has gotten you so much popularity. You're on such an incredible show that people love and have such diehard fans. But really, I know that you are just a light, happy personality, which is so different than Pepper. It shows not only what a quality actress you are, but I mean, you're just so much fun in real life. And even your upbringing in theater, and you were in the Groundlings, right? And it did a lot of sketch comedy.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome. That's so much fun.
horror sort of. I mean, I never sought out horror. It's not to say that I don't totally love it, but it's I'm more about characters.
Yeah.
I sort of always dreamt of being on SNL one day,
Oh, my
and
life,
not
yeah.
to say that ship has sailed. Like at this point, I'm probably too old to be a regular cast member, but hey, I can.
You can be a host.
one day.
Yeah.
You could be a host
exactly.
one day.
Yeah, let's start a petition.
I always feel
Sure, let's
people
do
tell
it.
those stories about getting auditions for SNL. It seems like the hardest audition to get. I mean, how do you get in that room in front of Lorne Michael? That sounds like, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
How-
I don't know. I had to let that go. But
but
the point is, I feel like the Pepper role, I never would have sought that out. Like,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it was sort of, it's so over the top. It just doesn't even occur to you to, shave your head and, apply a bunch of prosthetics like that. But, at the same time, I'm all about really big, over the top characters. And so while I never really sought out horror, I always sort of sought out characters, big characters. It kind of stands to reason that this is how this happened. I don't know. I'm not making much sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is
that makes
we don't really
perfect sense.
choose
That makes
our path.
Yeah.
I think I carved out like what I'm really good at. Like I'm really good at these sort of like big, over the top characters. And while I didn't necessarily choose the genre or choose the show,
yeah.
I did sort of choose like what it is that I'm good at, like my gimmick. What it is that stands me apart.
Yeah, because
from,
you
say,
have
other
to
actors.
make it. You have to make your own path because you cannot rely on auditions to land you roles. It just won't happen.
Yeah.
You have to create your own content. You have to get your own stuff out there, just like you do on YouTube. It's I'm Joe, by the way.
Yeah, it's Joe Davison.
How are you?
I was going to say.
That doesn't sound like
sound
Alex.
like a child actor speaking.
But I
Man, would I have loved to have been 6 years old? Like,
Yeah, you had said that child acting would have been fun for you. It's a
that would have been great.
yeah. It's a. I mean, it was a path that I chose at that age. I had a desire to be on television, which I think is definitely a better approach to it than a stage mother shoving you into those audition rooms. I can't imagine how any kid who doesn't want to be there could successfully get through auditions and get work. But
My mom just shoved me in the closets and cabinets.
And you're still in the closet today.
Here.
But talking.
I understand that's the subject of our show here today.
Yeah, one of the things we're going to get into a great deal tonight is love in general, coming on the back end of Valentine's Day. But yeah, human sexuality, and I know that you are very open about your sexuality, especially after seeing clips from this stage show of yours. But even in person,
right.
I mean, you're kind of like, I don't want to say one of the guys, but you got a very sexual, joking sense of humor and stuff, which I always appreciate in people.
Thank you. I feel like nowadays, like, you know, with the whole Me Too movement, everything, it's like nothing's funny anymore. Like, you can't make sex jokes anymore.
I know. You got to be cautious with people.
Comedy's dead.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
How do people hit on people anymore? How do you go to a bar and
some of us
say,
just chance
hey,
it.
what's up? I like your
You
jeans.
have to do it on an app.
Yeah, I know. You got to be.
Yeah, if it's not on an app, it's not real.
Exactly. You got to have a profile that describes your likes and dislikes very clearly.
My Tinder
as to not
profile
say
was
the wrong
hilarious.
thing to anyone.
Right.
But I know that you are, as I said, very outgoing sexually. I even remember you posting pictures of a nude marathon that you ran in, right?
Cycling, yeah.
Oh, cycling, yeah, a nude cycling thing, yeah.
Even more sort of invasive.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's got to be a lot
Get
of
naked,
sweat.
get a bicycle seat between your legs and go.
Man.
Right.
That sounds like a
I
whole
mean, I
lot of
admit
fun.
I'm a little bit of an exhibitionist. I'm also, I'm just,
I think I love
I'm
you.
just comfortable with myself is what I am.
There's nothing wrong with
And
that.
I encourage others to be the same,
Oh,
you know.
man.
And if
I'm
anyone's
too fat to be naked.
If anyone's listening who knows Pepper but hasn't looked up Naomi Grossman, just so you know, she looks nothing like Pepper.
She doesn't?
No,
Oh, well, I don't
not
wanna
at
talk to her
all,
anymore.
not at all. But when you talk about engaging yourself in these big characters, what I find fascinating about that character is it was such a big, larger than life character. Going through Asylum, even just in background shots before the more in depth look into her character. You got people's attention. Obviously, it's the look of it helps and picks you out of a room. People are looking at you anyway, looking like that. But the character, to convey so many emotions. I mean, when you fast forward to episode 10 of season 4, which was that orphans episode, it really went in depth of Pepper's character. To convey that much emotion non-verbally is such a challenge. But I mean, you broke people's hearts with that episode. I mean,
thank you.
And this is not for nothing. In company of two of maybe the best actresses of all time, with Bassett and Jessica Lange, Elsa and Desiree. Those characters. I mean, they're such phenomenal actresses, and you really did steal the show in that episode. Which was really fun to watch.
You.
No, thank you for putting so much into it.
I mean, I do sort of credit a lot of my, improv and stage background, because let's face it, I've been, I trained at Northwestern University and had been doing, stage my whole life, and I've been performing to the back row, which, let's face it, you're not supposed to do on, film and television.
Yeah.
And yet the face was basically covered in prosthetics. So I kind of had to give it my all in order to, just even do anything. I mean, I'm probably the only actress that isn't filling her face with fillers and Botox, because, I need
awesome.
my face. That's my moneymaker.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
if I don't have that, I can't, emote.
Naomi, how long have you performed improv? When did you perform it on stage for a long time with the Groundlings, or did you go on and do other improv?
I mean, I did other, but really my I performed at Improv Olympic, and I did.
This is all Chicago
and whatnot. No, funny enough, I didn't while I was in Chicago, which is so weird. I spent 4 years there. But I did some kind of outrageous theater in Chicago. I did a show called Shannon Doherty Shoots a Porno. They selling.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Yeah, where is that?
Where's the link at for that?
And this other show, Cannibal Cheerleaders on Crack. And
she hasn't done horror.
Sounds like one of Joe's movies.
Sort of
Yeah, it does.
doing my own, going my own route. It was not the typical thing for your average theater major. Most people there were very serious and doing, check off and Ibsen. I was quite the opposite. I was jumping on the L train and, showing my boobies on stage for, frat parties.
That's awesome.
Hey, that
yeah, what do you... Yeah, what's...
Can't go wrong
How
there.
are we not best
These-
friends?
Those are those are good assets to
Again,
have on stage.
anything for comedy. It wasn't the
Yeah.
point of these plays was not to titillate at all, if
Right.
you will.
It was to make people laugh.
rather,
Titillate. Good
have a
one.
laugh.
Nice.
So that's Pepper. But discussing this topic that we're going to talk about tonight, which is love and human sexuality. As we said, you're certainly an open book sexually. I feel like if anyone wanted to get into an in-depth conversation with you about your sexual fantasies, you just jump right into that conversation because you do seem very open.
Well,
we're not going there. I'm just saying. I could tell, like, even in the brief time of talking to you.
I don't know why people get that from me, but it's true. Everybody has like
But
a
it's
friend
totally
that they
accurate.
go
You're
to.
carrying dildos everywhere.
No, I'm just saying, like, in general, we have our friend that we go to when we have, like, boy trouble. You have your friend that you go to
Sure.
when you need, whatever advice. Like, for whatever reason, people get from me that they can, like, say anything to me sexually. And I don't know why. Like, what did I put out? But there's something about people that they want to tell me things that you would not normally tell someone.
Yeah. If they have a
and I
sexual
guess-
confession, they come right to you. Yeah.
They do. They save it for me. And, on one hand, I feel blessed. Like, I would just as soon not be the person they cry to about their boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this is much more interesting to me. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe I just put out this, like, really non-judgmental vibe.
I could see that.
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, no matter what you say, it really can't faze me. And that's true.
Yeah. And you do these
So that's good.
Just to jump topic real quick, I was just thinking of something. I know you do these conventions a lot and you meet fans. And first of all, I know you agree with me about how fortunate we are. When you talk about whether you found the genre or not, the genre found you, which we're all thankful for. But not only that, it's a thrill to be involved in this horror genre when you see the dedication of fans. How loyal are they to the genre and to all of us and appreciative?
It's amazing.
It really is.
So most of my friends are actors, but very few enjoy, like, are necessarily in horror. And, believe me, my friends who are, series regulars on episodics and even comedies, they don't have, like, a room dedicated to their character. They don't have, these
I know.
freak fans. Again, I say that.
Yeah, I think they're proud to wave that
in the
flag.
utmost respect.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God. And that's why it's odd to me when, you're right. People do say, oh, you're so good to your fans. I'm like, well, my fans are so good to me. Like,
yeah.
why would I bite the hand that feeds me? My goodness.
Exactly.
Like, here they've, flown me into this place to, like, come and adore me and, like, shower me and, like, art of myself and pay me money. Come on. Like, why would I not be nice?
And didn't I hear somewhere that fans bring you pepper and pepper items often?
Oh, God, yeah. I've got everything from... I'm sure you have the same, though, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. People bring me Chucky gifts and posters and stuff, and unfortunately, often they bring me these big, oversized items that I could never get on a plane back to my house.
So what do you do with them?
Right.
Sometimes I have them shipped over, or have someone hold on to them until another time I could take it. But I heard that people give you, like, pepper and different pepper products.
I'm not there
and
yet.
things.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have people give me things.
No, people are gonna bring you like Joe Davison got a part on Stranger Things too last year. He's been
cool.
Yeah, he played Nerdy Tech #2 or something.
No.
Fat Nerdy Tech or what was it?
Fat nerd? No, just Nerdy Tech.
Oh, just Nerdy
I
Tech.
begged him for a name.
You added the fat part.
But, yeah, I mean, I got 5 episodes out of the deal.
Yeah, no, it worked out great. It worked out good for you. But yeah, no one's
Well, I
no
do
one's
think
bringing
having
Strange
something
Things.
really iconic is what helps.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You know,
And again, you don't know that. Like I did know when I first got this part, I was like, I might be. People may dress as me for Halloween this year. Like that could happen.
Yeah.
Like this is that kind of show, and this is that kind of role. But you just can't anticipate this sort of thing. Like the fans ultimately decide what's going to be hot and what's not.
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I am such a big fan of like I am also, as I've admitted it, and even though I have horror interview guests and I do horror cons all the time, we talk about horror movies. I'm not really the biggest horror fan. I haven't seen everything. There's a lot. I know most of these people personally from doing conventions, but I haven't seen their work. But American Horror Story, I'm such a fan, first of all, of these dramatic, tense television series. So to get on board with a project like that, I mean, that's one of the top 3 shows that I would love to have a job on. American Horror Story, The Walking Dead, and Stranger Things, like you're on it. The cult following to those shows is like intense. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, aside from like Cult 45, it's like the biggest cult in the country currently, I think.
Naomi
Joe keeps
wins.
promising
and
us a role.
like you said, just the acting itself, like it happens to be within the horror genre, but
Yeah.
I mean, it could be argued that it's just a drama too.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
about these relationships, and I think that's what appeals to me about it.
Yeah, I could see. Horror, is often known to be hokey and overacted, and so much so that I think it's even done intentionally with horror films often these days.
For sure.
To keep it silly and overacted. So yeah, to have a television series with these stars and this story, and the cast rotating into different characters each season, and to have such tremendous talent and keep it in the horror genre. I mean, it's no surprise that horror fans are so crazy for the show. And they got such a great theme song. That theme song, I just love that, man. I could
it is
listen
a
to
good
that
one.
on a loop. And drive myself into madness on a loop.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
crazy.
So you're working on a third
I love her.
one-woman show. Yeah, Naomi's awesome.
Indeed.
What have you got a title for the new one?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm.
Sometimes that's got to be the last thing to come. You got to let it answer
think
itself.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, I kind of have all the meat, but I don't necessarily know how. I don't have the bones, so I don't know how. I don't have the connective tissue. How it all kind of works together. So I think that'll probably actually come last.
Is there a specific topic of this one that you're going after? Or?
I mean, it's once again, the topic is me.
Yeah, sure, that's a good start.
Believe me, I would have loved to have been done with the misadventures of dating in LA with Carnival Knowledge.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm still at it, so. There's definitely some, love and sex in this one as well. Some schemes, some odd jobs, and and then I do explore a little bit of, Pepper and that whole rise. So yeah, we'll see. We should continue this conversation.
Yeah. I'll get you back. I'll get you back on the show when it's close to that time, and we'll talk about it more and promote it.
Yes,
absolutely. Because I want to see these in their entirety, because I was thoroughly entertained. And that YouTube page is yours, also, right? You put the videos on there. It's your YouTube page.
Yeah. That's all me.
Anyone who go search Naomi Grossman on YouTube and find her page like I did, and go look through her videos, because they are super entertaining. I know how much work you put into this. as someone who considers himself vaguely a writer, I know that the writing is so in depth, and then your ability to memorize it and perform it as confidently and with such. I never use the word pizzazz, but I feel like using that word at the moment. There's such pizzazz in there that no, really, it's something else. I really look forward to the new one.
I don't think I've ever seen Pepper throw glitter though.
No, but this is I could see it.
It's pretty inspiring to watch.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Anything else you got coming up? I saw Fear Inc. Earlier this week, which
that was fun.
You had a fun
cool.
little roll in. Any other films?
Yeah.
You got any?
I've got a couple things that are going to be coming out here soon. I did a vampire rom-com called Bite Me that is going to premiere at CineQuest.
Sounds fun.
In Northern California this next month. And in fact, they're doing, I can't remember what it's called, like the National Vampire Tour or something, in which they're basically like getting on a bus and riding around to various horror conventions.
Yeah,
and,
wow.
Basically wherever they want to book this movie. So, if fans are listening and want to see Bite Me, it's definitely more along the lines of what you were talking about, like a little more kind of campy and, cute.
It sounds fun, though.
That's rom-com for you,
yeah.
yeah.
Bite Me with Naomi Grossman. How can you go wrong?
Yeah. I'm watching it.
And I know.
Rider bites.
What's that?
Speaking of vampires and stuff, I know that you really loved your time in New Orleans, didn't you? I always think of New Orleans when I think of vampires. I've still not been there.
Yeah.
It's one of the few
I've never been
cities
there
in this country that is a cool
guys haven't
city
been
that
to
I've
New
never been
Orleans?
to.
No.
I've never been to New Orleans.
You've never
It's
been there?
wonderful.
I've
It's
never
so
been
close to
there.
you.
I want to go so badly. I've been waiting for them to do a horror convention there, but no one's been able to really work that out yet. I know. I gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta just get in the car. It's
I could do that.
Ride
I could
for
do
you,
that.
for one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that far. It's about a 10-hour
I
drive or
went
so.
to the Anne Rice Ball, which is of course full of vampires there in New Orleans.
I had some friends that said they ran into you there, actually.
I have been to a con or two there, but it transcends the con world. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I feel like some of the better Comic-Cons are in it's almost like the most, podunk the town, the better the con.
And the more excited the fans too. No, but the more excited the fans,
Exactly.
and then they ask you like, "What the fuck are you doing here? How did they get you to come to my shitty town?" Those are their words. That's what they say. They're like, yeah, they're like, I wouldn't come here if I were you.
Permian Basin.
Yeah.
In Texas, it was like basically like Friday Night Lights. There's like nothing to do but like watch football on Fridays and then like, I don't know, pray the rest of the week. Or I don't know what people do there, but they they came for our autograph. We were the biggest thing in town, and yeah.
That's fun.
Whereas New York City, nobody cares. Like LA, are you kidding?
Yeah, sure.
People are like, Uber driver's more famous than you. So.
Well, anyone, go to Naomi's website after the show. Go check her out at naomigrossman.net. There's a lot of content on there. You could learn more about her show coming up and the two shows that she did, and anything you want to know about her, you can learn there. Hey, so I played a game. I had Christina Elise and Felissa Rose and John Dugan, and Miko Hughes, all fun people from the convention circuit so far.
Yeah.
And I played a game with them called Have You. I'm just going to ask you 10 Have You Ever questions. And you can...
I probably have.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
She's like, yes.
Feel free to embellish if you want, but just a yes or no is fine also. Starting with... And they're ranging in topics, so here we go. Have you ever had an unhealthy obsession over someone?
Of course. Like today or...
Yeah, the guy at the coffee shop.
Yeah. This week, you mean?
Yes. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, are you kidding? That's what Carnival Knowledge is really all about. Like, at one point, I've got, like, I was obsessed with my yoga instructor, which really served me. I've turned into like this insane yogi as a result, and I keep very healthy.
That's good for your body, at least.
Yeah.
That's
ride bicycles naked as a result.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
just
All right.
complain.
I was in the best shape of my life, but I was completely obsessed with this. Yeah, that works.
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
I remember like
Oh, go ahead.
wildly in love with like the guys from Trader Joe's. I was like, I
That's what I
was
said, the coffee
purchasing
shop
like,
guy.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, insane amounts of milk. Like my fingernails were growing like weeds because
He's
I was
like, you're back for milk again? You were just here.
Developed lactose intolerance
it's just
over the Trader Joe's guy.
Trader Joe's, it's where you get the Pop
Basically,
Rocks
yeah.
Oreos.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to him?
Yeah.
Did you
Oh
like?
yeah, we went on a date.
Oh,
And
okay.
of course, that was the end of that.
Was he better as a fantasy than a reality? Did it turn out to not be as...
Absolutely,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
always are.
I saw that coming,
I
yeah.
feel like they should remake The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like her life every day.
All right, here's another fun question. Have you ever blamed a failure on a superstition?
Ooh, that's a good one. Like, I should have wore both black socks today.
I know, we never fully commit to believing these things, but a part of us is always like, fuck, I think that was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it.
Yeah, like got my underwear I won't fly in.
Yeah, there you
And,
What?
yeah, I
Hey,
don't think I failure. It's so dramatic.
Well, anything, like, yeah. But if anything went wrong and you blamed it on it could be a situation
I
failing,
always
not
blame
a
it because Mercury's in
personal
retrograde.
failure.
That's my thing.
Yeah, I go to the
all the
Mercury
time.
in retrograde thing
Yeah.
often too. Yeah.
Fucking Mercury. Yeah.
Have you ever planned a murder in your mind?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not a horror fan.
But he
That's
also
all we
was
need,
going to kill
FBI
me.
movie.
Yeah, I totally wanted to drive my car into my ex's house.
That's
But
your
then
own
I was
murder.
like, oh, but my car. Yeah, then it's like my own murder. I don't want to die.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What happened with your ex
So
that was
I
so
didn't-
bad?
Yeah. Which ex is this?
This is the next show. This
Oh,
is
okay.
the next show.
This is what you got
He was
coming
in
up.
the closet with you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. I'm still in the closet?
He was in the closet
Well,
with you.
did
Yeah.
you come out
Yeah.
since we last?
For tonight, you are
Like,
at least.
20 minutes
I don't
ago you were.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you can save that for your show because I heard a little bit of that story in person, and it's definitely worth hearing.
Yeah, that was a rough period. I appreciate you
Yeah.
listening.
Have you ever blacked out from alcohol? Have you ever blacked out?
Yeah.
Maybe you browned out.
I feel like,
Yeah.
you know what this sounds like? It's like almost like the, what's his name? The Supreme Court Justice.
Oh yeah, Kavanaugh.
Remember when
yeah.
Kavanaugh, when he's like, have you ever, he's like,
I like
don't know,
I like
you?
beer. I like beer. Yeah. Have you?
I like
Yeah.
beer. I like beer.
Yeah. This next question.
That was my initial gut reaction to say, you?
This next question is silly for you. We all can answer it in the room. Have you ever gone skinny dipping? Clearly, the answer
Well, duh.
is duh on
I'm
that
looking
one.
at my pool right now, kind of thinking about it, actually.
Have you ever? Oh,
Nice.
we're gonna start Skype on this show. I think.
Yeah, drones up.
Yeah. Have you ever had a one night stand?
Oh, man.
Come on, this is silly.
Hey, you never know. Some people have certain rules about certain things, and even though they have, talking about sexuality, even though they have very open sexuality, sometimes people have like weird quirks about things. I've had a one night stand.
I've never gone skinny dipping.
You've never gone skinny dipping?
No.
Really?
No way. You ain't going to
Oh,
see this
yeah.
naked.
Well, what about if it was like at night? Have you ever owned a pool? Do you have your own pool?
No, I mean,
I do.
Well, if you don't have your own pool, that makes it a little more difficult to go skinny dipping.
my
I
neighbors
assume.
hate it.
I
Because you
haven't
just
gone
get
skinny
naked
dipping
and jump
either
in your
this
neighbor's
week.
pool. Yeah. Have you ever? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry.
Have you ever?
Well, I was going to say, my mom lives out in New Mexico, like near the Rio Grande, and there's a whole, like, naked hot springs there. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
very common.
That sounds
so
fun.
yeah.
I
That
love
sounds
New
real
Mexico.
nice.
Yeah.
Don't they have hot springs in like Omasasa or whatever in Florida? Aren't there
I think
hot
there's
springs?
some up in like Hudson also.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never
I know
been
there's
to
some
hot
cold-ass
springs.
springs here.
Yeah, there's some cold springs. But,
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. We should just go to Caliente. That's where it's at.
Oh yeah, and I don't know.
No.
I heard bad stories about that place.
Oh, I have great stories about that place.
Have you ever dated a fan?
Dated? No.
Okay.
No.
Back to the one night stand question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that loose
I think that was
terminology
that was a
there.
compound question.
No, well, I guess I mean the question is yes, I have had a dinner or a drink with a fan.
Okay.
I've been stuck in rural, West Virginia and had what seemed to be a really normal person ask me what I was doing later and go for a drink. Yes, I have done that.
Yeah. That adds an extra.
Even that was
Yeah, what an extra layer of pressure that puts on a date because, if not only do they not like you as someone that they're dating, but they were previously a fan of you. What a letdown,
Man.
To ruin that for someone,
right.
That's a lot of pressure.
But then there's the flip side. I dated someone recently who, for the entire 6 months that we were hanging out, he never even thought to watch any of the Horror Story, which I thought,
oh, really?
what are you doing?
That's almost insulting
Yeah.
at that point.
I agree.
You're not even going to check it out?
Yeah.
This is
If my wife had
Right?
never watched Stranger
I'm
Things.
insanely fucking proud of this. That alone should make
I
you watch
know.
it, Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones do I have
That's
left?
fucking stupid. Did you punch him?
Yeah, right?
Did I punch
Well,
him?
no, I just stopped dating him.
There you go. That's even better.
I don't know, guys. I
6 months
don't
is
know about
enough.
this.
What's his
You
name?
know
Where does
what?
he live? We're going to go.
I don't know. Dolly Parton's husband's never been to one of her concerts. They've been married for over 50
That
years.
can't be true.
She talks about it.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
That's got to be.
I don't know. She's had a longer relationship than you guys had. Just saying.
Yeah. Have you ever actually been to a circus sideshow?
Yeah. I checked out Coney Island about a year ago.
Oh, cool.
I think that counts, right?
Yeah, that counts, I guess. Sure.
It's full of sideshows.
I haven't been to Coney Island in a long time. I went and saw Jack White out there. That was fun.
Man.
Yeah, it was a good time. Have you ever made a sex tape?
I mean, I've put it on my iPhone and kept total control of it.
Yeah,
it's
right?
not allowed to go anywhere. It does not leave my...
I know. I worry about the cloud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you storing it in the
Yeah,
cloud?
I worry about the cloud. Did you hear there was a woman who works for somewhere in Washington? I don't know if this is one of those Daily Onion stories or something, but
Right.
it looked legit. That she just got caught having hoarded 16 million plus dick pics that she stole off men's phones. Government
Wow.
cyber stole off
16
their
million?
phone. She had a collection of 16 million dick pics.
That's so much dick.
I've been looking at boobies
That
since I
is-
was
that
12.
is-
I don't think I've seen that many.
No.
lot of dick.
And that's
man.
a pair.
And when you looked at a picture of the woman, she looked like a woman who would have 16 million dick pics.
What does
If you
that
get
look
it,
like?
you got to look her
What
up.
does
It's
that
the
even
only way.
look like?
It's the only way. You got to look her up, I guess. That's just a joke.
I'm not-
That's
I'm
a
not-
joke. I don't
I'm-
really know what that means.
I'm impressed.
I'm
Yeah.
not Googling a girl who looks like 16 million dick
Yeah, right.
pics.
I'll
Yeah.
do it
What
right
is
now.
that? What is that going to bring up?
What is that going to lead to? And then I'm in a rabbit
After
hole.
this conversation, I'm afraid it's going to show my face.
All right, last have you question, and I know you've done a lot of stage performing, so this is a good one. Have you ever had an accident on stage?
Oh, yeah. I had my... Well, not only have I accidentally peed my pants on stage. That's
Yeah,
an
okay,
accident,
that's what I was going
But I
for, yeah.
also had my thumb nail ripped off.
Oh gosh,
Which is really painful.
That's one of my
that was an
horror cringe things.
Yeah,
when I think of that,
nails.
people worry about eyeballs and stuff. Nails,
Oh,
I can't
eyeballs,
even.
too.
Ooh.
Ugh,
No,
eyeballs
nails
and
get
nails.
me real bad.
Oh, you're talking about that NASA employee?
Yeah.
I got a picture of her.
That was my horror story theme for. Oh, that's a picture of the lady.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
here you go, Joe.
Oh,
I,
all right, that's.
I can't turn around.
Yeah, here, take your headphones. All right, just be careful. Joe's gonna look at the woman who's had 16 million
yeah.
dick pics on her
She
phone.
looks like my ex-wife.
Oh shit! Well,
Oh, brutal.
all right, Naomi, we got to take a break. We do have this. I don't got to take a break. I don't have sponsorships or commercials or shit like that. We just have other things. I got a band, 6-piece band that's coming on tonight. But I really want to thank you for coming on with us. It was really a pleasure to talk to you. I knew it would be a fun chat.
So fun.
And it sure was.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You could check out NaomiGrossman.net, and you could see any conventions she's doing, any appearances, and all over the internet. You could check out her IMDb and different projects she has coming up. And
she's wonderful and beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful, and she's a fantastic actress, and super sweet. And I hope we get to bike ride soon. I hope we get to hang out at a convention in the near future and have a drink and chat.
Definitely. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on, Naomi. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. You too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, she's the best. That was fun. That was a fun chat.
Yeah, she's fun.
All right, guys. I'm going to take a little break here and play a song for you guys. And we're going to be back in a bit. We're going to discuss a little bit more of tonight's topic, getting some stories. And a little bit later, we have the Difference Band coming on. These guys, if you heard the intro song at the beginning and top of the episode, that was them. They're a fun band, really super, super talented, all different type of music. I'm going to play a couple of their songs tonight, actually. And we're going to close the show with a long, awesome song that they sent that I wanted to open the show with it, but it was 8 minutes long, so I'm going to put it at the end. But anyways, we're going to take a break now. I'm still keeping to my word of playing every song from this record. Ironically, the band in tonight is called The Difference, and this record is called The Difference Is by You Are a Toy. This was mixed and recorded and mixed and mastered at my studio, AV Productions in Clearwater, which is avproductionsonline.com. And this is You Are a Toy with Who Knew?
We wish upon 11/11 that it was evident somewhere in heaven, maybe in its reflection, an evanescence on it. The middle ground could be gaining and to pessimism for all of its intuition, reverting back to ignorant, desperate comprehension. Tension rises like this, a crisis. But life's sick of this shit. I'm over it. So lend me your ears. Tell your fears and make honest, forget about them, cause I'm the power, the gentleman of the hour. I'll take the situation, bottle it by the counter, gotta force me to the remedy by the bottle. Your permission would be novel to me, I'm not about it. Your opinion's simply novel, so not to get started on this. Honestly, it's obvious, I can see what the problem is. Up in honesty, fuck this sense of balance that sets arrogance and knowledge apart. You become overwhelmed. yourself a wishing, not all but your common vision, an all-important mission for you. Learn to respect your animals, embrace yourself for good of the helpless. Respect for shelter, return, be shattered. Stupid and stupid does. Pass with guidance into self-conscious, subtle worlds within a mindset. Self-righteous thought, word silence. I should lead us and always knew this.
Hey everybody, it's Christine Elise, and you are listening to Alex Vincent and The Final Note.
And we're back. Whoa. Okay, we're back. I love that song. I said it every time. I love that band, too. Okay, guys, hope you're still tuning in and listening. We are just hanging out here. The band is hanging out in the other room. And, yeah, we're just having a good time. Bullshitting. That was a fun chat with Naomi. She's a lot of fun.
She's
wild,
dude. Yeah, she's wild.
She's a good time. You really do got to check out those videos of her because they're impressive and they're fun. So
She
yeah,
seems
love.
like someone you'd want to like meet at a party, like a house party.
Yeah.
And then hang out with.
Absolutely.
You know?
Oh yeah, dude, you guys didn't hear we're going on a bike
That's one of
ride
those
next week.
people that you'd get a number. We're going on a naked bike ride next week. Yeah, she's one of those people you'd get her number at a party and you'd actually hit her up.
Yeah, you'd call her. You'd be
Yeah.
like, yo, you
You
want to
would.
grab a fucking some...
I mean, I totally did when I got her number.
So,
Also maybe intimidating.
yeah,
She's a little intimidating.
little bit.
Yeah.
She's
look
short
at the
too.
work.
She's only 5 foot, so she's a lot of personality in a small package.
Oh, man. Like a firecracker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, nothing. I was just thinking, the firecracker reminds me of Felissa Rose. That's like, that's another one. So, anyways, Valentine's Day was this last week.
What'd you do?
I stayed home. My girlfriend and I were thinking about whether or not we were going to go out to eat. We go to Harold Seltzer's sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I go there and get prime rib, which is like my favorite thing ever. But she wanted my family's tomato sauce that I make, so I stayed home all day and made tomato sauce. It's actually I made a little step-by-step tutorial of it and put it on Instagram.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I think I'm going to train to be on MasterChef in like
do it.
3 years.
Do it,
I am.
man.
I think I'm going to start practicing
Celebrity
everything.
chef. They have a celebrity chef.
No, I'm just going to go on regular MasterChef, but because of the Chucky thing, my story will be interesting to them, so they might put me on.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it sounds great.
He was a child actor, and now the thing is, I don't really want to work in a restaurant. I want to own a restaurant, so if you win $250,000 on a show, that would help me get closer to doing that.
Close.
But being an executive chef is so much fucking work. I don't know if I want to do that, but
I can make
wanna
some
make
pretty damn
tomato
good
sauce.
pancakes.
yeah, I want to start trying. I got to practice my souffles and my beurre blanc sauces
You
and
do a creme brulee.
all the different challenges that they have on that show. I want to get good at it. But anyways, yeah, I made tomato sauce, and we
I
just
love food.
stayed and ate a bunch. And I posted those pictures, and someone commented on Instagram in Spanish, por eso gordo or something. Like, why are you fat? Is the translation.
Oh, nice. I hear that a lot.
Why am I fat? Doesn't the picture answer that already? Isn't it?
Amigo
Was that
Addy
was that
muy
like a
guapo.
rhetorical question? Like, why are you fat?
Why are you fat?
Yeah,
¿Por qué?
yeah. I translated it, and so yeah, I was like, I don't know. I said, and then he said, no, with love, with love. So that's
so
with
like
love.
it's
Why
a-
are you fat?
it's-
With love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
So I practiced my Spanish. I said, comer un penga con amor. Eat a dick with love.
Eat a dick. Yeah, I was like, bang, that means dick, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, that was our night. We had a nice night.
Speaking
Stayed
of
home and
Valentine's
watched
Day,
movies and stuff. Yeah.
Eat a dick with love.
With love.
Happy
Of
Valentine's
course.
Day.
Love is where it's at. That's what we're talking about tonight.
Yeah.
What did you do?
We did nothing, man, because it fell on a weekday, and we got 3 kids, so we put the kids to bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock, and
Yeah.
then by that point we were asleep on the couch.
And Mikey, you're single, so was it a nice romantic evening with yourself?
It was such a good time hanging out alone. But the best part or most interesting part was me getting my divorce finalized on Valentine's Day. I got a call from the ex-wife over that.
Oh.
Which I just felt really weird about.
She called you up to say Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
We're officially done for good.
We're officially divorced.
Yeah. But I guess, some comedian said something, I think it was Louis, but no good marriage has ever ended in divorce. I mean, that would be tragic if that ever happened, but it's literally happened 0 times.
Yeah.
I love you.
So it is something to celebrate, I guess, So that's good. Well, that's good.
Yeah. No, I had a long, fruitful conversation with her. It was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely. And then I got to, go to work. Pretty sure I watched some Netflix movies. Yeah.
Go to work.
That was it.
Poke some holes in people.
Yeah. Hashtag true love.
As a body piercer, what is the most common
piercing to do?
Yeah.
Probably a nose or a navel piercing.
All right.
Nice.
How many dicks have you pierced?
So many dicks.
So many dicks?
Man, I have had so many dicks in my hand. And I have the best record for it,
Happy Valentine's Day, folks.
I've stabbed every one of the dicks.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Remind me not to put my dick in your hands.
Yeah. So, on an average, how many dicks a week? 3?
Oh,
4?
No. I was I'd say 2 a month.
2 a month.
Okay.
Okay. For how long?
That's still more dick than
I'm
most
about 18
people.
years into it. So.
18, 2 a month for 18
Wow, that
years.
is a lot of dicks. That is a lot of
2
dicks.
times 12 times 18.
I should have realized that
Someone do the math
line
on
of
that.
questioning.
Well, then you also have to remember, like, a lot of guys, not like most, but a lot of them are going to get more than one at a time. If you're doing something referred to like a ladder piercing, in like frenular tissue, do like 3 or 4 piercings at once.
That sounds like
to the same
nothing I
dick?
want to do.
Yep, in the same dick.
Oh wow!
Or if you're a little more,
My dick's not big enough for 1 pierce, let alone 4.
let alone a row of piercings.
One of the more popular ones, more recently anyway, would be implants, putting like silicone beads in them, and that one actually I get a lot of thank you emails from wives and stuff.
I couldn't even handle a piercing, let alone an entire row of piercings.
Right. Nice.
What am I gonna do with a row of dick piercings?
So I married an axe murderer?
No, close though. Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
What am I gonna do with a gun rack?
Well, have you seen any of the silicone implants that you can?
I have seen none of that. No.
Yeah, I would not look
give
that
it
up.
ribs. You can put these nice beaded bumps on it.
I have bumps on my penis.
They're organic.
All right. I think this is my job to rein the conversation back in.
We've been lighting a joint for
Yeah.
20 minutes.
I'm trying to.
I just
get
thought
it-
you
get it
wanted to
stay
talk
lit.
more about dicks, Alex.
No.
Come on.
I'm trying to move on off that.
Oh,
but
I do. What's the biggest dick you've seen?
Oh man, I had a guy one time who was a bouncer at a strip club came in and he needed me to stretch his PA out. His dick, not even hard, was probably like 12 inches.
Oh my god.
His what out?
His
PA, like it's call it like a Prince Albert piercing, but it's through the urethra, and we were stretching it from I think from an 8 to a 6, if I recall. It's pretty big, and his dick was probably at least 10, 12 inches.
That's big.
People,
Not hard.
People, I implore you. This is not where I wanted this to go. No,
It's love,
I'm
baby.
just kidding.
We don't want to talk about anatomy. What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Have you pierced the vagina?
Of
So
course
many.
he has. Yeah,
So many, more vaginas than dicks.
Yeah.
Nice. What's the biggest vagina you've held in your hand?
Oh man, I've had a few that were very interesting. Without trying to like body shame people because they come in all shapes and sizes. I've had a lady that probably had something, and I'm not going to speculate on the size of her vagina. That seems like a little odd, but she probably had close to 20 piercings in her labial tissue.
Wow.
Jesus, that thing must have jingled like
Literally like a
10
keychain.
on each side.
the ghost of
It
Christmas
was like a
past.
keychain. Like
It was like a keychain.
Yeah, when she took her pants off and was like going to sit down, and you could hear it jingling. I was like, wow.
Is that like so someone could sew her up if she's been bad?
I didn't go that
interesting.
route with it. I was dude, trying to be professional. I
That's
suppose.
where my mind went with
Yeah,
it. I don't know.
interesting. I just saw, a fucking janitor key ring.
A janitor key
It's-
ring?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
I've
you
had
hear.
I've had some of those, pop around too, like guys
Well,
with that many.
I get it is a relevant conversation because for human sexuality, I mean, is that do you think someone who gets 20 piercings in their labia is that's a sexual thing for them at some level?
Oh, absolutely.
That's the whole purpose.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all going to be sexual.
Or is
in
it just
some
to be
context,
like? Is
yeah.
it just art like a tattoo is? You know?
Well, I mean, I can only speak to my experience with it, but I can't think of any that didn't have a sexual nature to them.
Yeah.
Or in some way, maybe the aesthetic being appealing. But I mean, even then, I suppose you're peacocking in some way to get like sexual advancement.
Yeah, sure. Huh.
Yeah. That's just my take on that.
I tried piercing my nipple once with an ice cube and a safety pin.
Did you
Stop by
really?
the studio, man. I'll do it for you.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't succeed. It was horrible.
No.
Painful.
And did you subsequently get your nipple pierced properly, or
No, I was
you
over
gave up
that.
on the
Yeah, I was
idea?
like, that's-
Why would you do that to
You know
yourself?
what?
That's
That's
a
not as
nightmare.
fun as I thought it was
I have
going to
very
be.
little nipples.
Really?
To match my little penis.
Well, we'll connect him with a chain. It'll be a good
there
time.
you go.
Is that a thing? Are some nipples harder to pierce because there's less there? I imagine.
No, not at all. It's the
No?
same process to pierce it. You just don't want to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, why
no.
would you
Yeah, I
wanna do
know
it
you
yourself?
covered that.
No,
That's kinda what it
that
is.
wasn't a good idea.
I hit my right nipple last night. It started bleeding. Truth.
Good grief.
That's
Yeah?
a real fucking fact.
So I'm gonna shoot some love questions at you guys for this
Oh,
conversation. First of all, do you think, and anyone who's in the room is still paying attention to
Yeah, I
us
think they're
as
all
we're
asleep.
rambling? Yeah, you guys got quiet. Do you think do you believe in anything in the astrology love signs and connections of
Yeah,
people
I
that
do.
way?
I do.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but
Yeah,
I do
do,
too.
man, yeah.
I do too.
What's your sign? What are you?
I'm a Taurus,
okay.
and
So you're a bull.
I could be good with most people, but I'm not good with Scorpios. My history, friendships might be fine, and we could fuck and we'd have a good
What are
time,
you talking about?
but we could
Yeah.
fuck, but we'd hate each other in the long run.
Afterwards.
we can't actually
We
date.
both
Yeah,
finish
yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, I hate you now.
Yeah. We'd
I think I hate
we
most
could
of the
have a
people I
great
fuck
evening,
anyway.
but we could have a good couple nights. But after that, we will totally hate each other.
Just cuddle,
Yeah.
snuggle.
So you have the best sex with Scorpios, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. No, and Tauruses.
Yeah.
Scorpios and Tauruses. Other Tauruses. Not that not that you can't have good sex with all signs. I don't think it's that, but I think there are
Except for
stronger
stop.
connections, and there are stronger deterrents, like two magnets facing in different
Agreed.
directions towards each other. And I do think the stars somehow are involved in that, which is just mind blowing. I don't
Well,
really
we're all space dust.
understand.
Man.
Yeah,
We're all made of space.
yeah.
So I think there's a universal connectivity that we all share with each other, man, and everything and all of it. And
Yeah.
That's I don't believe in religion, really, man. I believe in a universal understanding of connectivity. Like, I think we're all connected, man. That's why some people have the same thought as another person.
Yeah.
That's why you think of an idea, and 2 weeks later, that idea comes out. It's because we're all connected. We all feel it.
I
and then
do
it
believe
happens.
that. I think that's accurate. What about soulmates? Do you believe in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe in that you meet someone and your connection with that someone is impossibly and infinitely strong?
Yeah,
That
absolutely, man.
you were meant to be with that
When I
person?
met Leanne, and then when I met my daughter, she's my soulmate, man. She traveled the universe to get here.
Well, with a family member and a child that was come into your life, I could see that. But when it's another person, so what if you had a soulmate and then it doesn't work out? How do you reconcile that? That person was not really your soulmate? Is that the answer
Well, that's
to
the
that?
only answer, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Unless you have more than one soulmate,
Yeah.
which is possible, you know.
And do you think a soulmate could only be a soulmate if you really meet them and have that life with them? The concept of I never met my soulmate was out there, but I never met them. That doesn't make any sense to me, because that means they were not your soulmate because
right?
you never met them.
You would have been connected to them.
you know?
I mean, can we define soulmate?
I don't know. Yeah,
Do we
that's
have to be best friends with our soulmate?
Yeah, that's the point.
I
is
don't know.
you
The connection
connect-
could be is a soulmate summed up by the person that you ultimately have the strongest connection with in your life,
Or is that the
above
fu-
all other people.
Or is it the bastard you get stuck with on the bus to heaven or hell or wherever the fuck you're going?
Yeah.
Some dude you look next to you and Paco's sitting next to you and you're like, oh, we're soulmates. And now you're riding with this dude wherever the fuck you're going.
Yeah, but
Paco's rad as fuck,
you guys
bro.
must have gotten to a really deep conversation to figure out that you were soulmates, you and Paco.
I mean,
that bus, like,
you know,
shit must have gotten pretty deep.
you're on your way to wherever you're going, man. The afterlife, whatever that is.
Paco keeps it fucking real, bruh.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, I know, man.
You're right.
That's why he's next to me.
We are talking about
Ride or
Paco,
die.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, Paco aside, it's tough for other people. All right. What are the questions I have about that?
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about universal connectivity, soulmates?
Yeah, I agree on both accounts. I do believe in the astrology connections of people and them being stronger than others, and I do believe in soulmates. I do believe that you can meet someone that the connection with that person is stronger. I also think that if you live a long life and you have different really, really intense, deep relationships with different people, it is tough to differentiate between the two. I mean, if you were in love with someone for 20 years and they died, and then you fell completely in love again, could you ever really say, well, now this one's my real soulmate? that one wasn't.
That was my practice soulmate.
That was my yeah.
Well,
and then when you die, what happens when your practice soulmate comes back and is like, "So what's up? Are we going to spend this eternity together?" And
I don't think
that part of the afterlife is a little rough to understand. Like, I was really into that.
Hey, Rebecca, this is
Jessica. I know that was
Stacy.
the plan, but
You're down for poly, right?
here is meet Ethel. Things got really good between us. I don't know.
But it doesn't have to be with someone that you.
That's the other thing. If you're going to say a soulmate is not necessarily romantic either. Yeah.
Because I had a soulmate, man, and she died, and that was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And we never connected physically for each other. I was never attracted to her physically. She's beautiful, but I liked her because she was brilliant and she was great at her job and she was fast and she could do a ton of things and that, I mean, we hung out all the time.
And did you discuss your soulmate status with each other? Like, did you ever define it? Or
No, man, no. I think that we didn't have to.
Yeah.
You know, she'd call me at like 3 a.m. wanting to talk about something.
Yeah, you just know
so,
these people that you're incredibly connected with. But then that makes losing people that much more difficult, you know? Not just only through death. Sometimes you lose people that you really, really loved because you fucked up or they fucked up or things got too intense or difficult. Have either of you ever been blocked by someone that you were, like, in love with? Like, blocked, I don't just mean Facebook necessarily, but, like, life blocked, like, made to never be able to speak to that person again.
Nothing comes to mind anyway.
Well, one, I mean, I was working at Chili's, and she came in with her coworkers, and I asked her server, a friend of mine, I was working at Chili's.
Yeah.
I said, ask that girl at that table if I could come talk to her. So they came back, and they were like, nah. She said no.
Oh, man.
And I was like, okay, well, then tell her to fuck off then.
Yeah, I unfortunately have had that experience many times in my life with women that I at one point cared very, very much about, and either through faults of my own or their unwillingness to keep me in their life when they're trying to get over our relationship, whatever it is, for whatever different reasons of those different circumstances, I've been blocked many times. I mean, I told the story about the girl I was dating in high school that her family didn't want her dating me and pulled her out and moved her to Colombia and blocked me.
That sounds like human trafficking.
But they were just trying to get her away from me, even though I wasn't nearly as bad of an influence as they thought. I think it's because they were listening in on a phone call and heard that I was smoking pot once. But I've unfortunately dealt with that many times, and despite the mistakes you make in life, if you really had loved someone at one point, that's a very difficult thing to get over. It takes meeting someone else and really falling in love again. I think, if you're lucky in life and you meet the right person for you, then all those experiences in the past really just helped you be a person that can love better than you used to. Especially if it works out with someone eventually. I think all the mistakes you've made previously
Which gets
are the things that you've built on and been able to make it work this time as long as it does. And then if that falls apart, you got to just learn from that.
Yeah, I just go with the I don't know what I'm doing factor and just fucking wake up blindly every day hoping that I don't fail.
Yeah.
That's
I always
really
have fear of losing the person I'm with when I'm with them. And sometimes it's irrational. But I'm always afraid of that. I mean, I was dating a girl who died. I dated girls that we get into a huge, big fight. And in one night, we went from talking about our future to she will never, ever talk to me again, and makes good on that,
Yeah. That's I don't do the big arguments,
tough.
man. If you don't, you have to be very open with your problems, man.
Yeah.
Your communication has to be top notch with me because I need to know straight up front what you're feeling and what you want to do about it. Because if you don't tell me anything and we go weeks without saying anything and then there's a huge blow up and a fight, I don't know. There's something in me that just once that light switch goes off, it's over.
Yeah.
And I do that, man. I'll shut.
Yeah,
because
you're a Scorpio.
I'll just shut the door and walk away, and I will not look. I don't even look back.
That
man.
is what Scorpios do.
Yeah, I don't. I just. Yeah. I've lost a lot of friends in this industry because they, we go to make a movie or something, they steal the movie from me at the end, and I can't even get money from distribution, and I don't even talk to those people, man. I don't even give a fuck about the movie anymore. You keep the fucking movie. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna continue, and you can fucking light on fire for
Maybe it's a tourist thing, but I have to talk things out excruciatingly.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot stop the conversation. And maybe that is why I end up getting blocked, because they know I'm never going to stop the conversation.
Talking.
Yeah, that could be true.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it, I'm sure. What are you guys writing in here?
You guys have all kinds of problems.
Is Andy going to be involved in the TV series and the next... whatever that question is. Yeah, I do hope so. I hope I will be. The other thing I was thinking earlier about thinking about love, obviously there's differences between infatuation and lust. Lusting over someone that you just meet and you're excited about, or infatuation of whatever it is, a celebrity, something you're a fan of, or even a person that you just meet. And then there's obviously the far end of things where you go too far with love and it becomes obsession, and it's just a unrelenting need to keep this person in your life or keep them relevant or keep thinking about them or acting upon things with them when you don't even really care about them anymore. I mean, there are people that went from loving someone to hating them but are so obsessed with it that they can't let them go, that it's obsession and it goes too far. But
I mean, it's pretty high as far as that emotion goes. So where it can go from there, like love to hate. I mean, it's a pretty easy transition because it's so extreme.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, when you start in extremes, especially relationships that start off incredibly strong, I notice that they often end incredibly strong.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem, man. Is I go into a relationship. Just like a Scorpio would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm totally sexual. Like, I go in ready to, like, I could, if I've been with Leanne for 5 years, but before that, if I liked a girl, I wouldn't stop. I'd just, be like, yo, you want me to go fucking lick your butthole in the backyard?
Yeah.
And, whatever happened,
What
happened,
date
man.
is the butthole licking date?
I see the comment in the chat saying Scorpios aren't all bad. No, it's not that. Scorpios aren't bad at all.
No,
Joe Davison, you and I have been good friends for a long time. My mother's a Scorpio. People of contradicting signs or reverse magnetism type of signs.
Who said that Scorpios are bad people?
Haley.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's not like me making the point that Scorpios are difficult to be in a relationship with. They're difficult for me as a Taurus with Taurus qualities to be with a Scorpio. That doesn't mean that Scorpios don't fit perfectly with other people. It's just
it's okay to
the
have
friction
that opinion,
of that. Yeah, yeah, no. That's my Taurus. That's me being a Taurus, right? Yeah, No, I do. I have to always make my points. That's why I started the show.
What are you attracted to in a female, man? When you see a girl,
Boobs.
Does it? All right. So do you look at her like, okay, her hair, her eyes, her tits, her ass, her personality, all of that thing, like, or is there a specific?
I can't think of a time I've ever thought to myself, "Wow, I want to fuck her right in the personality."
Yeah. I mean, first of all, it depends what you mean by look for in a girl. Like, for what if you mean to date, to start a relationship with.
Like, this girl's fucking hot. Like, you got a style.
My answer to
dark
that,
hair, big hips, curly hair, red hair.
My answer to that is, honestly, it could be any one of those things. But it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on that person. Like, it depends what it was that caught my attention. It could be physical, or it could be their laugh. It could be the way they communicated with me. Anything. But I usually know right away with people if I feel like I would have a connection with them or I wouldn't. And that's not sexual. That's like,
you're almost
even guys.
in it,
like,
though.
I know right away.
Yeah, you're honed in that skill because you're doing this all day, right? Looking at these people, man. And
I meet roughly 20,000, 30,000 people a year.
Yeah.
And that's a lot, and I meet them in a way that it's brief. It might just be a couple minutes, but it's super engaging in that couple minutes. They want to know as much they can get from me in that time, and I want to give them as much of me as I can in that time. So yeah, I do learn to read people well from meeting people that much, and for so many years of my life in a row, I meet a lot of people. So yeah, I do think it helps that ability. But I was also thinking, like, when you talk about infatuation and obsession, how does that translate to people that are that idolize people? Like, some people, like my mother, for example, she's not really a fan of anybody. Like, she doesn't really understand fandom.
Right.
And there are people that don't understand fandom. But there are others that are just massive fans. There's some people that are fans of everything. They're huge fans of everything. They get really engaged in everything, that all their interests.
Those people are usually abound with a lot of love. Those are the ones that come to the cons, and they want you to get up, and they'll hug you, and they want a selfie, and they want all of it, man.
Yeah.
And and then they do the exact same thing to the person next to you, and it's just because I think I love people like that because it shows that they're just giving. You know what I mean? They just want to they just enjoy it all, man.
What time is it? 9:47? Oh, we're running late.
Yeah.
All right, we're running late. Sorry, we could talk about this a long time. Maybe we'll pick it up another
So
topic.
much talk about love.
There is so much to talk about. We're going to bring in this
love.
band that The Difference, that have been hanging out in the other room. I think I got to play a song to segue into bringing those guys in. So let me play this song. This is These 3 Past Nights. This is by the band Channel Drive. Recorded and mixed and mastered this at my studio, AV Productions, avproductionsonline.com. That's the only commercial I do on this show, and it's for myself. Here's these 3 Past Nights, Channel Drive.
I'm just a clinging, sentimental hypocrite who wants you to give him everything but stay the same. I'm just singing
All right, we're back. All right, that song's great. That's the third song I've played from that band, Channel Drive. They're going to be we're going to be mixing their next track here at the studio coming up in the next couple weeks. They've got a record coming out that's really good. Okay, so try not to touch that. So right now we're sitting with The Difference.
Hey,
Justino. So Ronnie D, you guys are familiar with AJD at this point. He is like a cousin of mine, and we had him on episode 1. I played a couple of his tunes, and then we played his father's song, Ronnie D, from Ronnie D and the Superstars. Played his song "Precious Times," which I love that too.
I like that one too. I see you got Mikey right there. That's cool.
Yeah. Mikey Z was like a brother to me. So Ronnie suggested that I have you guys in, and you sent me some of your music, and you guys are super freaking talented.
Thanks, man.
And really, your songs I guess I would describe as like long format, improvisational, kick-ass rock. Like
they're weird.
You go to all different directions with it, from what I've heard so far. Is that come from a fury of different influences on you guys?
Yeah, fury is a great word for it too. Yeah. I think it comes from, we all come from different schools, man. Like some of us come from actual school, some of us are street, but ultimately I think the music comes from mostly progressive rock influence, classical, film scores, and fusion.
Awesome.
That's where it all kind of comes from. We all grew up listening to different things and things like that, and especially the stuff you heard already is definitely more kind of progressive rock, kooky influence, and then our stuff going forward is very cinematic influence. Obviously obviously you're a big fan of movies, and
certainly.
We are too. And like I was when I was a kid,
and I am of film scores also.
Right? Yeah. When I was a kid, I listened to film scores all the time, and Jason's a big fan of what he would refer to as real classical music, and some like Jason and Cody have music degrees, and then like me and Ural are totally street. And Juan, our bass player back there, is from Venezuela, so we have like kind of a Latin funk influence as well. And it's kind of just whatever happens, man. Like I don't like rules in general, and I definitely don't like them in music.
Sure.
So
I think that is a good way to put that. I'm a massive Nine Inch Nails fan. I was at their recent tour, and there was a band that opened up for them that was called HMLTD. It was Happy Meal Limited. But their music was so all over the place. It was theatrical, but they were just making these crazy changes and just all over the place. And I found myself thinking, like, why are there so many rules on music? Like, why is this not, done more often? Because I love that approach to music. There are no rules.
Yeah.
It's an expression like art or improvisation or anything else. I love that approach to music.
Man.
To step outside the box.
Yeah, we're taught the rules.
Yeah.
We're taught, especially like me as a guitar player. I actually don't know if this was the case for you guys too. But me as a guitar player, I was always told, like, are you going to be a blues guy? Are you going to be a rock guy? You got to find something. You got to live with it. If you're going to play jazz, only play jazz.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I was probably 11 years old, I found Buckethead and was like, I don't have to do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I think we all kind of feel that way. Like, I don't think anybody's really afraid. There's not many moments where we're like, I don't know. That's not really, like, what the diff would do.
Yeah.
We're always like, fuck yeah, let's do that shit.
How long have you guys been playing together?
This particular group, we have a percussionist too, Jimmy, who's not here, but this particular group of people, we've been together not too long, but the Difference has been a band as a whole for about 4 or 5 years now.
Oh, okay.
Juan and I have been the constants in that time, but Jason, Ural, and Mark have been in for quite a while, and Cody's been playing with us for about a year now.
And there's 6 of you here, right?
Yeah.
Six. Yeah. And you have a 7th also.
Yeah, he's in Missouri doing Missouri things.
Talking about love and relationships and stuff. A band is like an extension of a relationship, and it's tough to keep 2 people together. It's real tough to keep a band of 4 people together. 6 or 7, that takes a lot of work and commitment and.
Yeah, it is. It's like lives. I mean, we get along really well. I'm.
It's like an open relationship with like 6 others. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm by far the hardest one to deal with. I'm definitely the neediest and the bitchy one for sure. But,
well, if you know it, that's a start, right?
Yeah,
so they don't have to keep reminding you if you already know.
The demanding, why haven't you done the dishes guy, for sure.
Yeah.
But we get along pretty well, man. And like, it took a while to figure this out because I mean, I'm not taking credit for everything because we write together, we do everything together. But when I put the band together, it was mostly I'm sick of rules. I'm sick of people not wanting to collaborate. I'm sick of it being all about one dude or something like that. And I was sick of those things where big thing you deal with musicians is there's a lot of ideas, and then when it comes time to execute it, people back out or they run away.
Sure.
You know? Everybody's in until you got to put in. You know
and you guys record yourselves also, right? You have a studio?
Yeah, we're really self-contained. We do pretty much everything ourselves. We have a lot of videos on YouTube.
Is that a home studio that you have there? Or is that
kind of? It's in a New Groove City Music Complex in St. Pete. It's like a 5-studio complex, but it's a small. I mean, it's smaller than this room. You know, it's a small, modest room. But yeah,
size doesn't matter. Yeah. with recording studios,
yeah,
you know, it's just about.
Lab, man.
Sometimes it's the intangibles about a room that really makes it work. You know.
Yeah, we've made it that way, and I've shown you we have some Chucky dolls and some horror.
Yeah,
stuff
you got your
already.
Horror influence spread out. Yeah, that's fun.
We all like that shit.
Oh, cool. You came to the right place. I got Chucky sitting there watching the conversation.
Jason's dying to see him.
Is he not? Yeah, hold on. Let me slide over and turn him on for you.
Cool. He's turning them on, everybody. I won't leave you with dead air. Juan, would you like to sing to everybody right now? No. Sing loud. The mic's over here.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Chucky.
Oh shit!
And I'm your friend to the end. Howdy ho.
Oh wow, that's a lot over here.
Dude, he moves. And the moving is trippy.
Yeah, the moving is
totally
the
trippy.
most creepy part.
So for those who can't see or anything, there's a Chucky doll in here that makes very subtle, very sporadic, not like very small motions that are super scary if you don't know it's doing it.
Yeah. His eyelids kind of move up and down a little bit, and his head
only
turns
happens
slightly.
Like every 3-4
and he doesn't.
seconds.
The fun part about this doll is he really does do it on his own. Like it's on random. So I don't know what he's gonna do next. But unlike those movies, he actually does need batteries. So I think they died. But so does this current incarnation of the band perform live in the area?
Yeah, we're working on our second record. We've been working on our second record for over 2 years. We've been going real deep on it, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. I want Mark to chime in on that a lot too.
Yeah,
I think he tells the story better than I do. But
someone could hop on that back mic right there.
Yeah, but this we've been focusing on this, and you know we play out live, but you know, a lot of times you don't play for a lot of people, and it's kind of been more of a, if we're going to do something, it has to be the right thing. So we've been a little picky-choosy with where we play out.
Get the material together, get it out there, get the following going. The website's cool, and your YouTube page, you got a lot of content on.
Yeah, we've been creating a lot of videos, a lot of content, and focusing on this record, you know, and that's been the focus, man. And we're real close to the end. We've been in the studio every day. We're actually going to the studio from here to record Cody as soon as we're done. Jason and I were in there earlier, so we're some hard-working motherfuckers, man, but I like it that way.
Yeah, cool. The website is the Diff Band, DIFF, thediffband.com, and you can find some information about the band up there, and you got a Spotify page also, right?
Yeah, we got 2 records on Spotify, Nobody and Nobody's Alive, which is a live version of that album.
Awesome.
Which we'll probably do with everything. You know, this next record doesn't have a title yet, but it's very long, and it was written cinematically. Like I said, we're big movie fans, film score fans.
Yeah, your songs are long, which I always dig. I love that. You sent me a track to play that I was going to open the show with, but it's 8 minutes.
Yeah,
it would have been.
It's not even the longest one, right?
Yeah, I know. What is your longest track? 17 minutes.
This next record is going to be about an hour and a half long, and it's technically one piece of music. But
that's awesome. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's act by act. It's 5 acts.
It's instrumental?
Yeah, this one will be fully instrumental. Yeah.
Awesome.
All instrumental music, yeah.
Yeah, Nobody is about half and half. That's our first record. This one will be all instrumental. Essentially, it's a film score. It's movieless movie music. You know, we wrote it like a film score. There's a story.
Have you done any actual film scoring yet?
No, we'd love to.
You know, I've worked on a couple different projects here where I've done some original scoring. That I'm just me, so I'm just programming sounds for film score and stuff.
Jason scored the Suicide Squad trailer on his own. Do you still have that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah. If I get another
Jason
project
Holbert
like
music
that,
channel, I believe, right?
Something like that.
if I get another project like that soon, I'd bring you guys in and have you add some live instruments to it.
Man.
Yeah,
I love
it'd be
doing that
fun.
shit.
That would be
I scored a couple
shit.
horror films and stuff and
Nice.
some shorts. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
This tune we have here will be on the next record, and it's kind of horror movie influence. It's got some scariness in it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And what's the song that you guys are going to play live tonight?
It's called When Smaller Becomes Small. It's the second track on the first record.
Okay, awesome. I look forward to that.
Yeah,
we were really scrambling there last minute to get everything pulled up, but we did. We got. It was like MasterChef, like hands up right at the last second. Like we really we're running out of time there, but
that's kind of
we
how
pulled it off.
Works with us, dude. It's
yeah,
like a process, and at the end we're like, let's go.
And then at the last second it comes through, right?
It works out after a handful of just mental breakdowns. They work out.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk about the record though?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So the album is divided into 5 acts, and the 5 acts are basically the 5 stages of life, and we named them. The first act is birth, and it goes through 3 parts, and the second act is childhood, and that's also another 3 parts, and the third act, which personally I like a lot, I think that's one of my favorite ones on the album, is adolescence, and adolescence has a lot of very classical and very traditional like scoring elements, where music is through composed, which means that music doesn't repeat forms, it just keeps evolving or keeps going into different directions, and that was kind of the theme of the story there, because through adolescence, in my adolescence, I had felt like I was being pulled in a lot of different directions with musical influences, with just life in general, with schooling. I was moving around a lot too, so it kind of hits home for me a little bit. The fourth act is adulthood, which is easily also the most chaotic and the most dramatic, I think, of the whole album, because adulthood is filled with a lot of just obstacles and things going wrong at the last second and improvising, and sometimes it's extremely stressful for long periods of time, and it could be sudden grief, or just a lot of things that we kind of figure out along the way. And the final act is death, and the final act is split into 5 parts because it has a significance to the 5 stages of grief. But we kind of found synonyms for each part of grief of those 5 stages, and we named them different things. And it kind of pulled this thematic thing full circle, because that has pieces of different melodies and things on the album that come together at the very last track, and it builds this new musical thing that it just feels like there's some kind of conclusion to the whole. There was like a relevance to the evolution of all that music. The whole journey was, now it's for realized purpose or something.
I love how much deep thought you've put into the complexities of telling this story.
Yeah, we went
the most
interpretively with instrumental music, which is an additional challenge to bring those ideas to the forefront in sound alone. Are you planning a visual element to coincide with it?
We've definitely talked about it, and I think we're slowly kind of trying to search the avenues and pull pieces together to start making that a reality soon.
Cool.
But it's definitely something that I've always wanted to do with this music coming together. We talked about it, and we were like, we have to make it happen, because it makes so much sense to have like a little short film that goes with the movie. Just something in comparison that I appreciate a lot is Daft Punk, and they did the soundtrack for the Tron Legacy movie that was released as a sequel, and the soundtrack has a lot of things like that, where there's repetitive elements that keep happening, and it's scored differently. There's different pieces of orchestras playing it. It's just kind of like a whole world of music in itself, and it's fused with like electronic instruments and beats and samples and stuff, and it still has like their iconic element, but it has that epic film futuristic feel to it.
Yeah, I love that layered sound. I'm so taken with that kind of music. I mean, you can't have enough layers for me.
There's no shortage of layers on this record.
We went all the way. We created something called the diff
orchestra.
The diff orchestra, and it's basically just compounded layers of keyboard sounds and that just make it sound bigger than itself.
Oh, I love that kind of sound, but I'm glad you guys are mixing it, not me.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It sounds like it's gonna be a mission.
We recorded a string quartet in the theater that Jason arranged the music for, and we're recording a full horn section in a couple days. And what were you going to say about the record a minute ago?
Yeah, I was going to just ask you that too.
I'm dying to know what it was.
You had a thought?
What was it going to be? All right, let's pretend we're...
Damn.
The thought snuck out the back door.
Comedy is about timing, and that joke's
I felt like it was going to be
Okay. You can't go back for a joke.
Yeah, let's do all this again in Spanish for the Spanish listeners.
Yeah, for Spanish speakers.
Well, I find... So is there a title for this project?
Not yet.
We
kind of just called it the Life album so far because
sometimes I was saying this even with Naomi and her upcoming one woman show, her next piece. The titles sometimes are impossible to find, but usually it's not until the story is finished being told that they just pop out at you.
I'm
and then it'll come at you, and you guys will all 7 of you will agree, because it was just the right one.
I think something like that's bound to happen with this coming together too.
I think so too.
I think it'll present itself. That's kind of what we've had this whole process because, like Mark said, everything that happens in the music has an actual storyline going on with it. Like there's characters and the instruments are representing different things and the mood. And a lot of times when we're tracking, it's like, here's what's going on here. We need to create that, And everything, as we were writing it all, just kind of presented itself. We didn't write it all out and then execute it. I'm hoping that an album title will do that because here we are 2 years in the making. We're still like, I don't know what we're going to call this shit.
Well, I love it. I think there's a definite complexity to the music and the storytelling that you guys are doing. So I certainly wish you guys the best for what you have coming up.
Thanks, man.
And I'm looking forward to your live performance. I think we got the sounds all as good as can be.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We're pushing it. We're basically live mastering 6 instruments and 2 vocals. So, see, I don't have my sound effects. That's where I'm supposed to hit like a snoring button because people don't give a shit about those details. But so this song that we're gonna play, what's this?
This song has
What's
a very long
called?
title. That's kind of the abbreviated file.
Oh,
name.
yeah.
This song is called "The Long and Difficult Conflict of Kronos and Bones."
Oh, okay.
And this happens in Act 3. It's is it a dream or is it just an imagination moment?
It's kind of like a daydream.
It's a daydream. Yeah. It's a comic book that we made up.
And this is kind of what he's
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've heard them talk about the complexity and layers of the storytelling of their music, so let's listen to it. The track that I'm going to play to end the show later, I heard it's fantastic. I have not heard this, and I'm trusting you that it starts at 5:05.
It starts at 5:05.
All right. We're going to play this right now. This is from The Difference. And 5:05. Here we go.
Boom. 5:05. What's up?
Oh, yeah, you guys got a lot going on. That music's awesome, man. That's a lot of fun. All right, can I hear you if you say something? Yeah, okay, I think I can. I think once you push it, we should be good. All right, we're going to give this a shot. This is The Difference. What's the name of this song? When Smaller Becomes Small. Take it away.
Reach down, elbow deep in a search for purpose. Is this vanity or sincerity? Unconditional love, but motivated. Is this real or am I dreaming? It's not uncommon to miss the chance to be a rose in the garlic patch. A common game of shoots and ladders when smaller becomes small. Whose name will they be calling? High above in an iron cloud of observation, is this what I'm trying to be? Unrelatable, but motivated. Is this real or am I dreaming? It's not uncommon to miss the chance to be a rose in the garlic patch. Common game of shoots and ladders when smaller becomes small. Whose name will they be calling? La, da, 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 da. La, da, 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 da. La, elevated, unrelated. Another dollar in the bank is all you need. Uneducated, so frustrated. A half full cup ain't enough for me. It's not uncommon to miss the chance to be a rose in the garlic patch. A common game of shoots and ladders when smaller becomes small. Whose name will they be calling?
Wow. Oh, that was awesome, man.
Thanks, man.
Well, I fucked up and missed the first 10 seconds, so we're going to fix it, and you guys are going to just hang out, and when we're done with the show, we'll get it, just so it's right for the video. Because, like I said, we were scrambling last minute, and so I had one other output. We missed about the first 4 seconds, just your little count-in, but we're going to get it for the replay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I was going to say, go through the whole thing again. No.
Fast, everybody.
No, that was awesome, guys. It really sounded great. Talking about the music as you did,
I think only for the video, not for
the
this.
Performance of it really lives up to the depth that you guys are going for with this music. I really want to thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah, man, thanks for having us. This is a fun way to do this. Like, it's normally a big electric, prog tune, but it's fun to strip it down and do acoustic stuff. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. Let me see here. We're gonna listen to something to make the switch here. All right, no, I think we're good. All right, guys, let me do that, and we should be. Oh, all right, hold on. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. We ran a little late tonight. You guys are good. Just hang out there in the room for a few minutes. We're gonna just wrap up the show. Thank you guys for sticking around with us. We went a little long. But it was a really fun chat tonight with Naomi, and this band was incredible. I'm really grateful they came in tonight. That's the Diff Band, www.thediffband.com, to go check out more about the difference. So these last couple weeks, these last 4 weeks, we had a lot more to talk about tonight, actually, but everything ran a little long, and that's fine. But I do want to sum up tonight's topic, as I have the last couple times. This is like really the only portion of the show that I write out. But I did have some thoughts about love, thinking about love and reflecting about it for this episode. So I wanted to say that I think very few forces of nature are more compelling or impactful and inspirational than love. Love drives and guides the decisions and the actions of nearly everyone in the world. The search and need for companionship plays a crucial role. Excuse me, to clear my throat. Plays a crucial role in our lives. It often makes us strive for success in our careers or the effort put in to make oneself as physically appealing as possible, or the mental therapy that is sometimes necessary to aspire for self-improvement. It all often revolves around the inherent desire to love yourself and be loved by others. So I believe that extends beyond romantic love to the loving relationships of friends and family and even pets, which I wanted to get into and talk about. Anyone who has a lifelong pet companion knows that sometimes that love honestly is as strong as any other that you feel in your life. But I think that you're always in a search for acceptance and a desire to make those whom you love and you care about proud to love you and proud to be loved by you. And love takes on many forms, which is not always expressed with a kiss. It's expressed in the compassion we share for each other, the empathy we feel for others, and the purity of our passion for life. Certainly, the desire for a lifelong companion, like a soulmate, a life partner, is sometimes a very compelling force that can dominate the emotions and behavior of all of us. I think, no man or woman is more powerful than love itself. And while a shared love can fill our lives with purpose and promise, unrequited love can just as easily propel us into madness. Love can never be underestimated either way. With the exception of perhaps fear, I think love is undoubtedly our most powerful emotion. It's the underlying emotion that inspires most of our creativity, resulting in millions of songs and stories and art of all forms. And lack of love in one's life is often the most influential element of depression and doubt, fear and hopelessness. We hear it often in life that it's immeasurably important to love oneself in order to share love properly with others, And I think we hear that often for a good reason, because it's our responsibility to ensure that the love we have to offer people is as pure as it can possibly be. We want our love for others to lift them up and to be the most positive influence on them, but that can only happen if we truly recognize the value of our love by being the very best we can be to ourselves, being honest with oneself about our strengths and ability, as well as our flaws and limitations, provides ourselves with the purest picture of the love we have to share. And, while love can be the most beautiful thing in existence, it also can be catastrophically dangerous. Lack of understanding can misinterpret love for not only lust and infatuation, but also obsession and a selfish manipulation of others. I think that love is never truly the cause of destruction, but it's often used as the excuse. But true, reciprocated love can and does overcome the hardships and obstacles in life that test our resolve and our strength as human beings. Whether it's a soulmate or a trusted friend or an adored family member, true love is the safety net of life that protects us when we come crashing down. It's the arms that hold us, and the voice that reassures us, and the ear that listens, and the heat that warms us from the cold and often cruel world around us. I think love is the balance that life offers to evil. As evil as this world can be, love can and does overcome. It is the grand equalizer amongst our many differences. Neither the color of our skin or the commitment of our faith or the contents of our wallet can disqualify or devalue our right and our ability to love and be loved. It's neither a government-issued right nor a religious-based freedom. Love is a human privilege, and it's shared by every person and being with a beating heart. And I think that's why the heart is the symbol for love, because of exactly that. We all have one, and they all have the freedom and ability to beat for each other. Just as true and real as the blood that our hearts pump through our veins, love is the basis for existence and the ever-flowing stream of our reality. And there's nothing more true and real than what has been repeated often enough to become a cliche, but love truly does conquer all. Even in a world gone crazy and a life that is mired in confusion and doubt, that teeters upon hopelessness, as we all seem to walk along the edge of madness, love is there to talk us back inside to the warm embrace and the caring comfort and the soothing repetition that the beating of our hearts provide. So thank you guys. That was the final note, and thank you guys for joining us. It was a fun show. I believe I can announce with confidence that our guest next week will be Kane Hodder. And if it is Kane Hodder, we'll be discussing serial killers, a topic I've been wanting to discuss and would love to discuss with him. So thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next week. I'm going to play you guys out with another song from The Difference. This is a really great track called Nobody. I want to thank them again for coming in. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next week.
take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am nobody. I am gonna take from all that's left, and I am be like you.
This has been The Final Note. Tune in next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.